Good day, my fellow students. Let me be your headless teacher for today. Today, you are going to learn how to sketch a translated parabola. So there's a question on the board, and you need to compare this parabola equation to one of the standard parabola equation. And when we compare our question here to one of the standard parabola equation, you need to choose y minus k all squared equal to 4p x minus h. So this describes the parabola being open to the positive side of the x. So as we are coming to sketch this parabola, we need to find the value for p. So by comparing, we'll say that p 4p is equal to 8. So when we divide through by 4, we'll also say that p is equal to positive 2. As you are coming to sketch, we need also to have our 2p. So our 2p becomes 4. All right. Then we also need the point where the parabola is taken from, and it is called our vertex, which is of the form hk. So by comparing, our vertex will be taken from the question given to us. So we have the h going with the x expression in the bracket. So when you compare this, we have the positive 4. Positive 4 for h, but when you are coming to write it in the vectors or the coordinate form for the vectors, we are going to exchange or interchange the operation sign. So as you have the positive 4, it's going to have the negative 4. Then for k, it is taken from the y expression here. So when it's compared to our question, we have the negative 3. So we're going to have the positive 3 for k. Now, our point where the parabola is being taken from is negative 4, positive 3. We also need to find our focus. So focus is also having a coordinate in the form h plus p, comma k. H plus p, comma k. Then when we analyze this, we have the h to be negative 4, we have the p to be 2, and our k to be 3. So we are going to do substitution. We are going to have negative 4 plus 2, comma 3. Then afternoon. Then our focus will become negative 2, 3. Let's also find the directrix. So our directrix is taken from the equation. Since the parabola is open to the positive side of the x, the directrix will take x expression as the variable in the equation. So x will be equal to. So the directrix also have a formula that you need to follow, and it is taken as h minus p. So we have the h to be negative 4 minus p to be negative 2. So our directrix will be x equal to negative 6. In this case, we have all the information that we need to draw the graph. These are the important coordinates or equations that will help us to get the sketch for the parabola. All right, so let's do the graph at this side. So you are going to draw your xy plane. So this is my y. This is my x. Then we label the axis. So number them: -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. All right, so we are now supposed to show our new points or the vectors for the parabola. So that is -4, +3. -4, +3 meet here. So you are supposed to draw a dotted line that will take the form of the xy plane to get our new plane for the translated parabola. This will give you the translation for the y, which is y prime. This will give you the translation for the x, which is x prime. And this point is called the vectors, our new point. Okay, so our focus is -2, 3. So -2, 3 is on this point, and it is our F focus. So the 2p that we have here tells you to move 4 skips at both ends on the other axis of the parabola. You know the parabola is found on the x-axis. So the other axis of the parabola, which the parabola hasn't been found, is the y-axis. So the 2p, which is the 4, belongs to the y-axis. So 4 skips at both sides. So we have 4 skips. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This will land on 7. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. This will land on the -2. Then we complete to form a box in our graph. Then we draw the parabola, make sure the parabola sits on the vein, and also the rays passes through the corners of this box. So let's do the sketch. All right, so we have our parabola showing in this form. And also we have the directrix, which is -6. So this is our -6, and I'm going to draw a straight line to pass through -6. And the directrix is giving us the equation x equal to -6. All right, and the equation that gave us the parabola is a question itself. So you're going to write it beside it. That is y minus 3 squared equal to 8x plus 4. All right, so this is how a parabola can be drawn from any given question concerning the orientations of parabola. First, you need to find the value of p and your 2p. The 2p will give you the extension of the graph at both ends to the other axis of the parabola. Then also the vectors will be the new points that will be located where the parabola will pass through. And the focus is the exact point found inside the parabola. That will give you the distance from the vectors to the focus. And we have the directrix, which gives you a line perpendicular to the y-axis, since the parabola is found on the x-axis. So this is an example part 1. We'll give you another example in part 2. Thank you very much for watching.